In case you're unaware, for the last number of years, a high-stakes technology war has been brewing between two global giants, the US and China. Both nations have been jostling for dominance in the tech arena. In 2022, the US issued chip restrictions to cut China off from key technologies and persuaded allies like the Netherlands and Japan to limit exports of chip-making tools, especially those ones that are used for generative AI. With the goal of these restrictions being to pose a risk to the ruling Communist Party's aspirations of propelling China towards greater prosperity and enhancing its global influence through leadership in clean energy, telecoms, artificial intelligence, and other cutting-edge technologies. And now China is biting back, imposing export curbs on two crucial metals aimed at hurting US tech companies. These metals are germanium and gallium. Today, we're going to dive into this recent move by China. 2 weeks ago, China threatened that it would cut exports of gallium and germanium. The markets shrugged it off. Starting August 1st, exporters of gallium and germanium in China will need a special license to ship them along with their compounds. The ban specifically applies to 8 gallium and 6 germanium products. In order to obtain the coveted license, exporters will need to provide details about the importers and end users, as well as information about how the metals will be used. Investors largely skimmed over the headlines for the simple fact that they haven't heard of the metals before, let alone know what they're used for. However, the move, which China claims is for safeguarding national security, has added fuel to an already heated dispute with the United States. The metals hold significance in that they are deemed to be critical elements by both the European Union and the United States, with the metals being vital for the production of computer chips and solar cells. The move by China, if anything, is symbolic. Both the United States and Europe don't really import significant quantities of these materials. In 2022, the US only imported $5 million worth of gallium, the metal, and around $220 million worth of gallium arsenide based on government data. As for germanium, the US imported $60 million worth of the metal, while the EU imported $130 million worth in the same year. Yet China is the biggest exporter of these metals. According to the Critical Raw Materials Alliance, China accounts for 80 and 60% of the world's gallium and germanium production, respectively. Outside of China, Japan, South Korea, Ukraine, Russia, and Germany are able to produce gallium, while Belgium, Canada, Germany, Japan, and Ukraine produce germanium. So what makes these metals so special? Well, these metals aren't found naturally and are extremely rare. They are in fact byproducts of the refinement of other metals such as aluminum in the case of gallium and zinc in the case of germanium. These metals also possess unique properties that are very hard to replicate, making them ideal for specific niche applications such as in silicon chips for semiconductors. These remarkable properties find their way into numerous devices, including smartphones, laptops, solar panels, medical equipment, and even defense applications. Let's just say that both elements are crucial to technological innovations over the next few years, and restricting them may delay these advancements. Now, of course, the US can mitigate this by ramping up production domestically, but there will be a supply chain bottleneck that could last a few years. But first, let's meet gallium at a deeper level. This soft and silvery metal has a unique trait. It melts just above room temperature. But don't be fooled by its low melting point, as it plays a crucial role in making gallium arsenide semiconductors. These semiconductors are like superheroes in high-frequency devices such as microwave amplifiers, solar cells, radio frequency amplifiers, and LED lights. It offers excellent efficiency and power capabilities, surpassing traditional silicon-based devices. Now let's talk germanium. This metal is highly valuable in transmitting infrared light, making it a go-to choice for infrared optics and lenses used in thermal imaging cameras and night vision devices. But germanium doesn't stop there. It also plays a vital role as a dopant in optical fibers, enhancing their ability to carry light efficiently in fiber optic communication systems. China's move is being perceived as more than just a trade maneuver. It's a clear warning to other nations. With trade wars heating up between the US and China over the past few years, the tensions have been felt across various industries. Many Chinese companies have faced restrictions and bans preventing them from selling or exporting products to the US. One such prominent example is Huawei, a major player in consumer electronics, which suffered significant setbacks due to the US ban. And now, companies that rely on these metals, especially for those snazzy semiconductors and electric vehicles, are in a fierce battle to secure their supplies. The auto industry, in particular, is feeling a bit more heated in line with these recent developments. Just when they thought they were getting back on track after that crazy pandemic-induced semiconductor shortage, bam, more challenges are coming their way. Some automakers had to slam the brakes on production, leaving poor unfinished vehicles waiting for that one precious chip to complete their assembly. Already, the big shots at the Pentagon have announced their plans to get busy with domestic mining and processing of germanium and gallium. However, the US doesn't have reserves of the latter, so they're getting serious about securing their own piece of the mineral action. But the bigger story here is what is happening in China. You can scour the internet and find all sorts of opinions and thought leaders telling you two completely different stories. One story is a China that's poised to take over the world after buying up mining assets around the globe. The other story is of a country facing a demographic collapse after a misguided one-child policy that is also so far behind in chip making that it will make it impossible for them to keep up with American tech. Either way, political observers have their eyes on Taiwan and China's potential plan for reunification, watching cautiously as we wait to see if China dares to potentially start World War III, a scenario that isn't really good for anyone. I digress. The gallium and germanium export ban, while not necessarily a big deal, is another item on the list of strained US-China relations, a battle that will likely continue to drive inflation as the US is forced to look for resources in manufacturing elsewhere. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you an investor that's trying to play the germanium and gallium market? Do you think that this is big news that we should be making a big deal of? What do you guys think? Also, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And guys, please let us know what you think in the comment section. All right, everybody, thanks for watching.